The good news. You remember exactly where you were when you found out. Maybe you were sitting at your desk. Maybe you were in a meeting room with the door closed. And then your manager said the words. Or the email came through. And for one beautiful moment, everything felt like it was finally falling into place. You took a breath. You did the math in your head. New salary, times 12. You thought about the debt you'd finally crush, the savings you'd finally build, the version of your life that was just around the corner. You texted someone, maybe called your mom, maybe you just sat there grinning at your phone. Because this was the break you'd been working for, and now it was real. So why, 6 months later, does your bank account look exactly the same? Why does payday still feel like a countdown? Why are you still doing the same mental math at the end of the month, shuffling numbers, hoping nothing unexpected hits? You got the raise. You did everything right. So what went wrong? Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you is going to completely change how you think about money. And it starts with a truth almost nobody talks about. The uncomfortable truth. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that no matter how much money you make, there never seems to be enough? When you were earning less, you thought, if I could just get to this number, everything would be fine. Then you got there. And it wasn't fine. So you thought, okay, just a little more. One more raise, one more step, and the cycle kept going. This is not a coincidence, and it is not a personal failure. It is a pattern, a deeply human, deeply predictable pattern that plays out the same way for millions of people across every income level. Doctors, teachers, engineers, people earning 6 figures. All of them, at some point, have stared at their account and thought, where did it all go? The raise didn't solve the problem, because the raise was never the problem, and that, right there, is the most important thing I'm going to say today. So let's get into it. Let's talk about exactly what happens to a raise. From the moment you find out, to the moment it silently disappears. What happens before you even touch it? Picture this, your raise is $8,000 a year. You're excited. You should be. But before that money ever touches your account, it runs a gauntlet. First stop, taxes. When your income increases, you can move into a higher tax bracket, which means the government takes a larger cut of every new dollar you earn. That $8,000 raise, after federal tax, income tax, and any other deductions, you might actually see $4,600 of it. Maybe $4,800 if you're lucky. That's already almost half. Gone before you even know it's there. But it doesn't stop there. Benefits premiums adjust. Pension contributions shift. Parking deductions change. Transit passes recalculate. All of it, quietly, automatically, chipping away at that number you celebrated. So by the time your new salary actually hits your account, that $8,000 raise feels like maybe $350 extra a month. $350 a month is real money. Don't let anyone tell you it isn't. But it is not the life-changing sum you imagined when you heard the number. And here's where it gets dangerous, because your brain doesn't celebrate a $350 raise. Your brain celebrated an $8,000 raise, and it's already started spending accordingly. The invisible thief. I want you to picture a thief, not the kind that breaks in at night, the kind that walks through your front door, smiling, while you hold it open for them. This thief has a name, lifestyle creep, and it moves fast. The week after your raise, you treat yourself to a nicer lunch. You deserve it. The month after, you move into a slightly better apartment. The old one was fine, but come on, you're earning more now. You upgrade your phone. You add a subscription. You stop meal prepping on Sundays because, hey, you can afford to order now. Each decision, completely reasonable. Each decision, Feels like progress, but here is what's actually happening under the surface. Your spending is growing at exactly the same rate as your income, like a shadow that matches your every move. You go from spending $3,200 a month to spending $3,700 a month. And the gap between what you earn and what you spend? Zero. Same as before, except now your life costs more, which means you're actually more vulnerable, not less. One unexpected expense, one slow month, one emergency, and you're right back where you started. The cruel irony of lifestyle creep is this. It feels like reward. It functions like a trap. You upgraded your present and mortgaged your future without ever making a single bad decision. That's how good this thief is. The game everyone is playing. Now, I want to tell you about something even sneakier, something that's been running in the background of your spending decisions, probably for years. Pull up your phone for a second, scroll your timeline, your Instagram, your TikTok. What do you see? Holidays, new cars, restaurant tables, designer bags, renovated apartments. Nobody posts their bank balance. Nobody posts their overdraft notice. But everybody's lifestyle is on full display. And whether you realize it or not, your brain is benchmarking. It is constantly, quietly, comparing your reality to the highlight reel of everyone around you. And when you get a raise, that benchmark shifts. You start moving in circles where people spend more. You start feeling like you should match that energy. The new car, the weekend trip, the dinner spot that requires a reservation. Not because you planned to, but because that's what people at your level do. Economists call this social inflation. I call it spending money you earned to impress people who aren't paying your rent. And the worst part, you don't even enjoy most of it, because when you're spending to keep up, not because you actually want something, the satisfaction lasts about 48 hours. Then you need the next thing, and the next, and your raise, every cent of it, quietly funds a performance instead of a future. The debt that never left. And while all of this is happening, while your lifestyle is inflating and your social spending is climbing, there's something sitting in the corner of the room. Patient, silent, growing, your old debt, the credit card balance from 18 months ago, the car payment you're still making, the loan you told yourself you'd attack once things settled down. Here's the thing about debt. It doesn't care that you got a raise. It doesn't pause. It doesn't celebrate with you. It doesn't take a break. It just sits there, collecting interest every single day. And what usually happens after a raise is this. People make the minimum payment, same as before, and spend the rest. The debt barely moves. The balance barely drops. And 12 months later, after a full year of earning more, the debt is almost exactly where it was. More money in, same hole underneath. And now you have a more expensive lifestyle sitting on top of a debt that never got smaller. That is a very uncomfortable place to be. But here is the good news. You're about to learn exactly how to change it. The plan that changes everything. Let me introduce you to something called a raise allocation plan. It takes 15 minutes. It costs nothing. And it is the single most powerful thing you can do the moment you find out about a raise. Here's the core idea. You decide where the money goes before your lifestyle decides for you. Because here's the truth. Lifestyle inflation doesn't require a decision. It's automatic. It's default. It's what happens when you do nothing. The plan is what interrupts the default. So here's a simple framework to start with. Take your after-tax monthly increase, that real number after everything gets taken out. Split it like this. 50% goes immediately to your financial foundation. Debt paydown, emergency fund, savings, investments. This money does not touch your lifestyle. It does not buy comfort. It builds security. 30% goes to intentional quality of life, not impulse, not keeping up, actual improvement. Maybe that's a gym membership that genuinely improves your health. Maybe it's one nicer dinner a month with people you love. Something with real, lasting value. The remaining 20% stays flexible because life is unpredictable. You need a buffer. Now look, these percentages aren't gospel. You adjust them to your reality. But the principle is everything. The money has a plan before it has a chance to disappear. The move almost nobody makes. Okay, I saved the best for last. This is the strategy that separates the people who build wealth quietly from everyone else. It's called automating the difference, and it works like this. The day your new salary kicks in, before you've spent a single dollar of it, you log into your bank. You set up an automatic transfer. Whatever your after-tax monthly increase is, you move at least half of it to a separate savings or investment account. Automatically. On payday. Every month. Before you touch it. Before you see it. Before your brain decides what it wants to buy. And here's the magic. You cannot miss money you never had in your hands. You are surviving fine on your old salary. If the new money goes straight to savings, your lifestyle never knows the raise happened. But your net worth does. Run the numbers with me. $200 saved automatically per month. That's $2,400 in a year. $400 a month. That's $4,800. Not from hustling, not from sacrifice. From a raise you would have otherwise spent on things you can't even remember buying. That is the invisible raise. Same life on the outside. Completely different financial future on the inside. The real lesson. Here's what I want you to sit with. A raise is a tool, just like a hammer is a tool. In skilled hands, it builds something. In unskilled hands, it just makes noise. The raise itself is neutral. What transforms it is intention. And intention is a skill. One you can learn. One you can build. Starting right now, because the version of you who gets the next raise, or the one after that, doesn't have to repeat this cycle. They can be ready. They can have the plan already written. They can watch the raise arrive, and instead of wondering where it went, they can watch it quietly, deliberately, build the life they actually want. That version of you is closer than you think. You just needed this conversation first. Before you close this video, 3 things, right now, today. 1. Find out your real after-tax monthly increase. Use a tax calculator for your country. The actual number, not the headline number. Write it down. 2. Look at where your last raise actually went. No judgment, just honesty. Bank statements don't lie. 3. Set your allocation percentage today. Even if a raise isn't coming tomorrow, decide now. So when it comes, you're not making decisions under the influence of excitement. Your money is not the problem. The plan is. And now you have one. If this video hit different, send it to someone who just got a raise and hasn't made a plan yet. You might just change their financial life.